don't think it was.
All right, Jeff. Just turn the volume dial. Yeah, that works. All right, welcome to our almost a May office meeting. I can't believe May is at the end already. Anyway, we're going to start off with our sponsor, Haley. Come on over, Haley. And Haley is with Homestretch. And actually, we kill the lights here in front so you can see better. But we'll let her go. And she brought lunch. Thank you for that, first off. And tell us about your product. I love your product. So
okay, cool. Thank you. My name's Haley Major. I own Homestretch here in Columbus, and we help realtors and your clients by taking the stress out of getting homes cosmetically ready to list. So think of us as kind of an easy button for everything in that listing prep space. If you wouldn't mind giving me a couple of slides, you can keep going. I'm going to do a very short version of this. We look like one more. Sorry, small more. All right. Okay. Cool. So we focus on 6 core services. So clear outs and junk removal, painting, carpeting and flooring. We focus on carpet in LVT. So typically that's a really great solution for anything kind of that like sub 750 market. We do have options to move into hardwood flooring. It's just more expensive, and most of the time people aren't wanting to put new hardwoods in a house that they're selling. But we'll also do refinishing on hardwoods. Landscape cleanup, very light landscape cleanup. So think everything that you need just for listing photos: mowing, mulching, edging, weeding, trimming low-hanging limbs on trees, but just like really getting everything cleaned up and looking great for listing photos. Light handyman work, again, on the light side, we really focus on being cosmetic and everything that makes the house really nice. So light fixtures, cabinet pulls, doorknobs, things like that. We try to stay away from any kind of like remedy punch out lists, stuff like that is just kind of not our jam. So we're really kind of focusing on getting the house ready for listing. And then move out cleans. We'll also do countertops and shower refinishing as well. So truly like a one-stop shop to design to make your life easier. So you're not having to kind of chase down contractors and organize, getting everybody into the house, and a huge easy button for your clients. Actually started Homestretch. For me, the aha moment was back in 2019. I was pregnant with my daughter, and my son was a toddler. We were outgrowing our house very, very quickly, and found our forever home and put an offer in. It was accepted and it needed to sell really, really quick. So my realtor gave me a list of her trusted contractors, started calling down the list. Everybody said 2 weeks and we can come out to get you a quote. I needed to be done in 2 weeks, and I needed to be on the market, hopefully on my way to sale. So we didn't sleep. We were, up around the clock getting everything ready, and most people aren't us. Most people won't do that. They'll drag their feet. They're busy. They've got other things going on, and it's going to delay your listing, or it'll just end up in a position where they're going live without their house really being ready and it sits. So that really was kind of the aha and where Homestretch came from. 2 big differentiators with us, aside from just being a single point of contact and consolidating the process, is speed. So speed to market is really, really important to us. All we do all day long is work inside of real estate transactions. So we say no for one-off things, if friends or family need painting, flooring. We always say no so that our resources can be left available to our realtor partners. So whenever you call us for a consultation, consultations are always free. We'll be out within a day to walk through the home with you, with your client, both. Lockbox on the door, we're happy to go in on our own and just kind of take an assessment, make recommendations. After the consultation, we'll have a quote in your inbox within 24 hours. And then once a quote is signed, we'll typically start work within about 3 to 5 business days. And a typical job for us runs about 2 weeks. So from the time from consultation to project completion, typically about like 2.5 weeks if it's a sizable job. And then the other great option is we have some pay close financing options for clients. So our first and our favorite is a product called Notable. It's a pay close line of credit, soft inquiry, so no impact on another loan that's coming up for wherever they're moving to. They pay nothing until closing. It accrues about 1% of interest a month, so cheaper than putting it on a credit card. It does require a 680 credit score, so if you do have a client that's sub 680, and that's just not gonna be an option. We do have another option, a partner called WiseTac. It is not pay at close, it's a short-term loan, so they can sort of spread the payments across 120 months, but then have smaller monthly payments and then pay it off at closing. So a couple of different options, notable, the pay at close one is by far our favorite, but have kind of an alternate option out there if folks for whatever reason can't go. That's the big stuff, fastest I've ever done that. Any questions?
How many of you have used Homestretch so far? Anything you wanna share? Any of you? Yes.
I've been using them for years and everything she said is true. Then you call them, they're generally out the next day, you got the vote the next day. You've stuff done right away, all done within a couple weeks. I've done lawn cleanup, I've done clean outs, I've done paint, carpet. It's probably if you actually took a job, and you called a carpet guy, called a painter, called a cleanup guy, somebody else. It would be cheap. But you're not gonna get them out, you're not gonna get it done for you, so you pay a little premium, but it's fair because you're paying for the time. Work, I mean, I did a house in Linden. You know, I think we spent $8,000 or $9,000, and I'm sure we got 25 or 30 more because we got work done, we got it done quick, it was vacant, so it works great for me. And with clients.
I appreciate the point. And we haven't had an opportunity to meet. We're a franchise business model, and I've run the west side of Columbus for a while, and earlier this year, we acquired the east side, so now Columbus is all under consolidated ownership, so very nice to meet you, and I'm really glad you had a great experience with the east side.
And Nick is great, who runs Fun.
The best.
For all the tradesmen, do all this stuff, are they employees of yours, or do you farm it all out?
We subcontract everything, and we do that intentionally just so we can have sort of a larger, broader network. So on our painter side, we have about 4 different crews that we work with to keep busy all day, every day, especially through peak season, busy season right now. They're just stacked with jobs for us. And then we have another 2 that we kind of rotate out whenever we're at capacity. On the flooring side, we're actually the national distribution arm for Sherwin-Williams Flooring. So we're their only residential client in Columbus, and they have their installers who exclusively work with us. So that is the only thing that's closer to ours. Everything else we sell out.
How does your home clear out work? I have a lot of people that get lumped with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Especially on the estate side, we see that a lot. I would say if you've got a room, we're probably not your best bet, just because we've got labor minimums, and then of course, renting dumpsters and all of the things. So it just gets expensive for a single room. When we're talking about a full house clear out, we always say that people are our best, bring us any job, but like the job where people really need the house that they walk in and they say, we need Homestretch, is Grandma's house. It's super, super dated, full basement, full garage, stuff everywhere. And that kind of house, super, super affordable because we've got the scale, right? So depending on the size, we typically will do it. It's a really big clear out. We'll probably do it over 2 days just because labor gets tired and we get more efficient if we put them in 4-hour shifts. Sometimes we'll do like 2 shifts in a day, just kind of depending on how big it is, and then we'll have dumpsters on rotation. So that's kind of the spiel for that.
All right, anybody else? I just think this is great because so many people throw up their hands are like, I don't have time, or I don't have the resources to do these things, and you can make it quite easy money for sure.
So, well, thank you.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
And I'll leave flyers wherever, if you guys need any more, let us know, but looking forward to talking to you all soon.
All right, and thanks for lunch.
Of course.
All right, thank you. All right, first off, I would like to actually take a minute, so. For those of you who knew John Nybarger, John was the broker of the Johnstown office prior to us moving in there. He was broker owner of Key Properties. And we became business partners with him a couple of years ago, him and Todd Dotterer. And if you didn't know him, I'm sorry, because he was probably, if not the kindest, one of the kindest men I've ever met in my life. He was smart, he was witty, he could bring things to just a if there was conflict, he could bring it down to an easy method to resolve it. Just a great guy. And he was diagnosed with esophageal cancer, and we lost John in the last month here. And my heart hurts. I think about him every day. In fact, his picture is on the capper wall right outside my office, and I love looking at it every day. And I told the girls when he passed, I said, you know, we're gonna leave his picture up there just because he was such an instrumental part in us meeting our Johnstown group and being part of that. And one day we came in and his picture was gone, and I go, where's John's picture? I said, we're gonna keep it up on the wall. And it magically, the only picture that's ever fallen off that wall was John, and it was right after he passed, which was kind of a weird thing. But anyway, I just wanted to take a minute to remember John. If anybody knew John or had a story to tell about John, please feel free to share it. But I wanted to make sure that we did. Okay. All right, let's move on. How about red, white, and good news? Anybody have some good news they want to share? Okay, it's a 3-day weekend. Is that good news?
Yes.
Anybody have any wins? Go, Jeff.
Jeff Glover's coming to town
Woohoo! Yes, he is. When is that? Tell us. We are
Yes.
excited.
on Wednesday, 27th.
And we still have seats left.
Right. If you haven't signed up, you're missing out on a great opportunity to hear Jeff Glover speak for $49.
He's one of the top real estate coaches in the nation. Always brings great information. Even if you take one nugget away and have an extra closing, and you spent $49 for it in a couple of hours, and got lunch out of it, woohoo. You don't want to miss this, guys. It's taken a lot of work, a lot of effort to bring him. We want you there. So. Anybody else have red, white, and good news?
So we're closing on my first house next week.
Yeah.
My favorite thing since forever ago.
That's
Where
awesome.
we went to the orientation yesterday and we fought through a lot of issues, but it's gonna be good to go.
Good. I can't wait to see the video you post about it. She's the video queen. All right, who else? Go, Haley.
I had my first closing last Friday.
Yay! Wow. Love first closings. And Haley, how long have you been with us?
I don't know, a couple months.
Not very long. I have to tell a story on Haley. I actually met my neighbor girls for breakfast on a Saturday last month. And I'm standing in the restaurant and I hear this girl go up to the cashier and say, we're gonna go look at that 5 acres on such and such a road, blah, blah, blah. And I go, oh, do you have an agent you're working with? And because I said, I have lots of them if you don't. She goes, actually, I do. And I said, oh, who is it? Maybe it's somebody I know. That's a lot of times when they say they have an agent, they don't, right? And she goes, oh, it's Haley. And I go, oh, good for you. She's gonna take good care of you. Is this was that your closing?
Yeah, I was like,
Nice. So good. All right, who else has something good to share? All right, we're going to go off record here. We're gonna do something because I want to bring the energy up in the room.
Hey guys, she left her handouts there on the kitchen, so if you guys want any of them. She also wanted me to tell you that if you want flyers to go like in your listing packet, she'll co-brand everything, the flyers and everything with you, so just reach out to her.
Yep, actually, why don't we reach out? We will get one co-branded and we'll put a dot loop and you guys can pull it in there. Even better, right? All right, we'll put that on our list. All right, usually I would have you get up and move to the side of the room, one way or the other, but that's gonna be too hard with the tables and chairs. So I'm going to say 2 things. This is called this or that. And if you're a this, you're gonna raise your right hand, if that's what you agree with. If you're a that, you're gonna raise your left hand. Now, I know it's really difficult instructions.
I didn't think about it.
So, but this is right, that is left. You're gonna get 2 choices. I want you to react quickly. And then, like I said, right or left. No fence sitting. You have to raise a hand or else I'm gonna call you out. All right? So first one. Buyers or sellers?
I'm good.
Buyers will be right, sellers will be left. I know we got to guys up in this. All right. Second one. Listings or lead generation? All right, next one. Open houses or client events. So you have a lot of client events. All right. Texting or phone calls. You're lying. You don't like phone calls better than texting.
What is texting?
No.
No.
Texting?
Oh.
Phone calls. I knew that. Oh, yeah, I didn't know. All right, maybe I should turn around.
Yeah, please.
Yes.
CRM or sticky notes.
Sticky notes. All the way.
All right. Door knocking or cold calling.
Oh, neither. Neither.
All right. AI tools or old school.
Old school.
All right. Supra or combo. All right. Starbucks or energy drink. Okay.
Lonnie on it.
Sneakers or dress shoes. Multiple offers or price reductions. Group text or one-on-one text. Yeah, nobody likes group text.
I love it.
I love
that.
Okay. Open house snacks or open house no snacks? All right, now the rubber's gonna meet the road.
Yeah.
Ohio State or NFL Sundays?
Oh, wait.
Columbus suburbs or downtown living?
Downtown. Give me the burps.
Okay. Now, this one was not meant to divide offices. This is just areas of town.
We know what you're doing.
Polaris or Easton?
Houston.
He's dead.
Brew Dog or local dive bar? Summer listings or spring madness?
Spring back.
Hocking Hills cabin or beach? Beach. Oh, no. Almost done. Biggest deal ever or easiest deal ever? One amazing client or 10 easy clients?
Yeah.
Retire early or sell forever? I'm so happy you guys are.
I'm ready now.
All right. I always thought that was kind of a fun way to kind of get to know where people's heads are and all that.
I really don't know if it's in me that's higher.
I know, it'd be hard.
I'll retire when I'm 60.
All right, let's move on. All right, well, first off, that's not first off. Second off, we have some newcomers amongst us. When I say your name, I want you to stand up and stay standing. Wendy Esker, Mike Shemansky, Juliana Shemansky, Larissa Gonzalez, Hayden Whitaker, Cillian Christopher, Shelley Kirk, and Glenn Mount. Me, you're not new, sit down. All right. So I'm gonna start with Wendy back in the corner. So Wendy, first up, introduce yourself. Just tell us a little bit about you.
I'm Wendy Esker. I've been selling real estate gosh forever. Hi, Mr. Levin. Anyway, I came to Keller Williams on 4th be with, May 4th, 4th be with you. I love it so far. Everybody's been great. Jennifer's on my.
Actually, Jennifer, stand up because you were on there last month and you were here, so we'll let you go this month.
First. Well, you got my listing.
Yay!
And she's put, how many houses in Tucson? As of this morning, 11.
Since when?
As of this morning, I'm closing 11 by middle of June.
Nice.
It's, oh, 2 this morning. And I have a pending offer. I'm not sleeping much.
That's one. So Wendy started a new builds.
I started a new build in 1994 when I was 12.
Yeah.
And then I got licensed in 2001, started with Coldwell Banker, met a lot of great people, went to HER, we got bought out by Howard Hanna, and here I am.
And we're so happy you're here.
Very, secret.
And Jen, go ahead, Jen.
Yeah, and I apologize, I just last month I was writing an offer. That one didn't work out, unfortunately. I started under Howard Hanna, I'm on the escrow team, got licensed 2023. Been an amazing ride, great mentor, and I love it. I love it, don't look back and regret leaving work there at all. Oh, yeah.
We're so happy to have you guys, and your office looks so cute back there. Thank you.
What's not a team member, I met her at the station warehouse.
Amy.
Oh, Amy.
Yes, Amy's on our team too. So she's actually unstaging a house this morning, but she'll be here later today. Okay, cool.
Very good. Mike and Juliana, stand up.
Oh. Okay.
She goes by Juliana, Jules, Julie, so I call her all of the above.
That's a real tough act. to follow.
Yeah. So Mike and I came from Windsor International Realty. Before that, we had our own little real estate company where we flipped houses. Had a few rentals, Airbnbs. Then we, again, like I said, we went to Windsor International Realty. I focused mainly on their assets, commercial. So land development, multifamily, new construction was kind of my wheelhouse for Windsor specifically. Mike worked a lot on the construction side, but both of us kind of came back together and realized commercial is tough in between. So we really liked residential. And so we kind of changed our business model, decided that we wanted to work together, come to a place that kind of supported us a little bit more. So we met with Dela and Mark Sullivan and made the change, few weeks ago.
I'm still in the process of changing.
Because you took a vacation in the middle, look at you, sand beach, did you choose beach or Hocking Hills?
Beach. So, yeah, we're really excited to be here. So, yeah,
We're so happy to have you, and they have an office, they're working on Westerville.
yes. So we took Blair.
Very good. Okay, is that everybody that's one of our new people? I know Caden's here, but he was meeting with a client, so that was good. And Glenn Mowry was with us before and came back, so he is up in Mansfield. Does a fair amount of commercial and a little bit of residential peppered in, so. All right, let's move on. May birthdays. Who in the room has a May birthday? Anybody?
We usually celebrate.
Well, they're out celebrating, that's all right. All right. How about May anniversary with us? Happy anniversary. Yeah, Julie, happy anniversary. All right. How many of you attended Night at the Races? Wow, what a fun night that was. First off, I want to thank our social committee, Bob, and the staff, and the Dixons for helping, and Liz Scott for putting that together. But if you didn't come, anybody want to share anything about that night that they experienced?
I lost a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, your husband was really into betting there.
The most
I-
expensive horse and lawns.
I took all of her money.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know what the event was, so they're pre-recorded horse races that are put up on the screen. You buy horses ahead of time. So not everybody has to buy, but you can. And for $10, you name your horse and you don't know where they're going to fall in the program. But then if they win, you win money. People bet on the horses, they win money. And we had an auctioneers from Auction Ohio here, and they made it super fun. We had barbecue to eat, we had drinks. It was just a really fun night, a lot of energy. You missed it, you missed out because it was fun. Anybody else have anything to say?
Daniel, was there any charity behind it?
Yep, there was KWGCR, and it funded our Red Day project. So, which we'll get to here next.
The auctioneers have asked to come back next year.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They do.
So I thought they were really good, great.
James, it's a great picture. Stop. James did our selfie because his arms are longer. But our Red Day project, we raised a little over $2,000 with the Night at the Races to fund Red Day. And Red Day, we did multiple projects. We cleaned rooms, we made blankets, We did client activity, which was a root beer float station. We made dinner. If you participate in Red Day and you're in the room, hey, raise your hand. Thank you for giving back. Red Day stands for Renew, Energize, and Donate. And it's always the second Thursday every May. Keller Williams worldwide closes down all their offices and they do something to give back locally in their communities. And it's to honor Mo Anderson's birthday. And Mo was our CEO. She's kind of on the retirement track now. She's had her, what was her birthday number? Was her 90?
89.
89?
89, she said.
And she's amazing. She did our ALC retreat or clinic last year and talk about an amazing woman. They call her the Velvet Hammer. But that's why we do Red Day when we do it. And anyway, here's just some pictures of the samplings. And we had a great time doing it. So if you couldn't participate this year, then participate with us next year. All right, Tammy, who's also back from a tropical vacation. Her son got married.
Yes, beautiful. You all should have gotten an email a while back, talking about the enhancements in command. Your personal accounts are now labeled as your first name, last name, and business account. And that is to allow for more team functions. So you can now have guest users, easily other agents you can add to your team as well. So everybody actually is an actual team or a rainmaker, I should say. It also allows you to be able to designate smart plans to team members on your team as well. Opportunities, if you're part of other teams, you can see all the opportunities of teams you are part of. Paid ads in command, you'll need to reconnect your Facebook business page through the new personal or the new business account. You just reconnect.
Is that only for people on Teams?
Well, everybody that was personal.
Okay,
It's
so
not-
everybody
it's
needs
not
to
an
do
act-
that.
It's not an actual team function. This is anybody that was a personal solo team is now there's a business and you are a rainmaker of your team. So that one actually, if you need to find that email, go back and look for your email because there are links. Take you right to each example here of things of the enhancements that have been made available, and also at answers.kw.com. You can look them all up there as well.
All right. Also, if you do not have the widget, which looks like an app, downloaded to your phone, make sure you do that. You can scan the QR code. We'll help you add it to the home screen of your phone. It's your link to the calendar, to booking conference rooms, to touching a button and reaching anybody on our roster, any of those leaderships. If you want to know what somebody does, or who do I call for this? Under each leadership person, it's got their description of what they do. So if you haven't downloaded it, please do, because this is really the heart and soul of being able to function. Yeah, Megan.
Sorry, I just wanted to touch on what Pamela was saying. So what the change that they made is actually to allow more functionality within your individual command profiles. It does not affect your team.
Right.
So people with, more than, about one or two, it doesn't affect that. You'll still function within your team command just fine. But as individual agents, you now have what's considered your business, which is like a team. So not to confuse it with teams as in multiple agents on one team, your now individual command profile is built as a team yourself, by yourself, so that if you need to add, like, let's say guest users or
Like an admin or
unless it's admin, things like that, it just helps your functionality within your individual profiles within command. It's a little long. The only reason I say that is we just have full on it, the FCA did, so. Because it's almost like it was explained a little better to me, I guess, that day. So if that helps, I just wanted to.
It also helps if you're a solo agent and you're gonna work on a deal with another agent in the office, you can add them together, see what each other is doing, that you can do things.
Good point. Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, it's like an enhancement for your individual profile, and then your team profile is just the one thing that they'll have to in multiple agents.
Okay, very good. All right then. Before we move on, I also want to introduce to you a new staff member we have. Becky, will you stand up for us and turn around?
From my mouth full.
I should be a waitress, right?
Yes, yes.
So Becky Wilson, is our new, Director of First Impressions in our Lancaster location, and she's also gonna be floating to Westerville and some of our other locations whenever we need her. She's filled in Easton already for us and different things. So Becky, just tell everybody a little bit about you.
My name is Becky Wilson. I live at Buckeye Lake. And I started here the end-ish of April. I loved absolutely every single minute of it. I didn't realize how much I missed being in this kind of atmosphere with being a part of a team. So I'm just really, really happy to be here. You're from, yeah. As soon as you walked in, I was like, I've got to meet you at the end. So I just would love to meet everyone, get to know everyone, and I'm happy to be here. I love it.
All right. Well, we're having a chat.
Thank you.
She's a great addition to our team, that's for sure. All right, our ALC members, we've got Bob, Jeff, and Jared with us today. You guys want to share anything?
Sign up for Glover event.
I guess. All right, anything else?
I want to thank everybody for helping us out in May with the horse race. And then with Red Day, sorry I couldn't be there. My daughter graduated college, so I felt like I needed to be with her.
That should have been your red, white, and blue news. Tell them.
So my daughter graduated from Purdue with a degree in electrical engineering, 3.78 GPA, and she was the commencement.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Proud dad moment.
So we had reserved seats and we got catered everywhere. So that was a really nice experience. She's just an amazing kid. I don't know what I did. She just sort of came.
You don't know where she came from, right?
The older one, her, it's like, what did you two do as parents? You don't know. They just came. They're both motivated. So, but we have coming up in June is our little golf outing for the office at the Dixons in Tesla. We have a slide for it, but we also sent a text yesterday. So you should hear about it. It's a fun little outing. You don't have to be a great golfer. Just stay out of the woods.
And the cost is only $30.
Oh,
And it includes your golf, your cart rental, and dinner. So. Speaking, oh, you good?
yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, we have slides for that. Coming up too.
Okay, good.
Any of our other ALC members have anything?
Oh, you have June's breakfast or lunch. Well, right.
Yeah, we did pretty good. Speaking of the red, white, and blue moments, I know you didn't share one. Share yours. What did Max just do?
Yeah, what do they do? My youngest son, he's a little bit of an overachiever. I get a call from him a couple weeks ago. I go, where are you? He said, I'm in Madrid, Spain. And I said, for what? He said, well, there's this United Nations meeting about AI and they call me to be the featured speaker. So my son's pretty sure.
Again, don't know where
He
it's from.
downplays everything. So pretty cool.
Wow.
There, shaking hands with the presidents and people from all over the world.
Pretty cool. So during those, tell me some good moments, share things about your kids. All right, I just had to know those two. All right, anybody else? Let's go. All right, you guys all received a text from me this week about a survey for a product called Renown. And go ahead to the next slide if you would. Renown is a product that you can buy it as an individual agent, but it can also be done at the brokerage level. And I'm gonna butcher this, James, so if you have anything to add, please do. It allows you to collect reviews. So as soon as you close out a transaction in Command, it will automatically send to your client the link to do their Google review. They have a 65% capture rate. They verify the reviews, so they're not gonna put something bad out on your page. They make sure that the reviews are good and they verify them. And then they distribute everywhere. So they push it to all kinds, syndicate to all kinds of sites everywhere. What is the next one? So what their whole goal is to help you own the first page be on the first page of Google. So when somebody Googles real estate agents in Central Ohio, or if you're a niche like Lancaster, Buckeye Lake, wherever it is. So it's going to automate this review process, syndicate Google, Zillow, Yelp, Facebook reviews. It's automated. It rates my age, can go rate my agent, your website, realtor.com, Facebook, Google posts, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, etc. And like if you have a team and someone on your team gets a Google review, it'll all go to theirs, but it'll also go to yours. And it goes to the brokerages as well, so it helps us as a brokerage be found in addition to that. Anything there, James? Okay, on to the next page. But the visibility score rankings, so here's the rate my agent part. I mean, that's a pretty high, 1 to 3 million people in monthly views. So, you know, that's where they're getting that, putting you out there. But here are the stats for Zillow, Realtor.com, ranked by agent, Google, etc. Go ahead. Also, they have social media authority, and this is where, they're going to help you with content like sales highlights, items like that, and they help you automate your social media presence. Recaps, so they're ready to post templates that you can use, as well as the statistics, and then it automates listing announcements like just listed, etc.
Talking about the branding piece there.
Go ahead.
So on this piece here, as solo agent or the team or the brokerage as a whole, can create their own branding as well, so it doesn't look all the same as every other agent. Even including in their social media like library, if you click on something and convert it to your brand, it will update it to your colors, your fonts, stuff like that. So it's customized more to you. If anybody came from like at the time Anywhere Brands, or I don't know other brokerages that used it, but there's another company called Real Satisfied. It has some similarities to that. However, this is way more upgraded and automated to other third-party websites to request a review and have it automatically posted to these other systems for you rather than sending multiple links to get them everywhere we needed. And that's what helps them rank higher on SEO and for AEO for AI. Because they will automatically post those things to like the Google business page, which helps with obviously Google SEO and Gemini as well there too, which are kind of big.
It's also going to, it helps you create an autopilot basically for content and scheduling for your social media. And these are the different sites that James mentioned some, I mentioned some earlier that they work with. Now, your ALC has had a full-on demo of this. I went through a demo of it because I couldn't be there the same day they did. Their consensus of your ALC at this point has been that they really like what it does and what it can do for you as individual agents. In order to, as you know, one of the things that sets us apart from other offices, other brokerages, other companies, is that our agents have a say-so in how their businesses ran. And that's why I sent out the survey to get people's feedback. Out of every single person that I sent it to, I only had 2 people that said no, that they didn't like it. Everybody else was for it. It would raise our office bills by $5 a month in order to do it. So that's how that would come into play. But it would be automated for the whole brokerage. If you did this on an individual basis as an agent, it would cost you $89 a month. So there's a substantial savings, obviously, by doing it brokerage-wide. So I wanted to bring it up today. I wanted to talk about it, I want to show it. Your AOC will have the final vote as far as what to do with it, but if there's anybody in the room that, you know, has a big no or wants more information about it, come see me and talk to me about it. But I just wanted to bring it up so everybody could see it, if they had something to share, etc. All right, any questions? Yeah, Siobhan.
I assume that if the ALC votes and moves forward, that there'll be onboarding or training still.
Oh yeah, there'll be lots of training with it, yep. Anybody else? All right. Let's go. Mick Gordon, good, perfect timing, come on in.
Joe.
Oh,
Very good.
yeah. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Do we know you? I don't think we've seen you for a while.
How is everybody?
Good.
Oh, yeah.
You want me to talk about the deal room?
I do.
See.
Awesome. The deal room is a concept that we came up with recently that will allow everybody in this room who comes across potentially a deal that they might be able to put together, but maybe don't have the capital to do said deal, to bring it in front of some of the people that are in our organization that have plenty of capital and would love to get involved with a transaction. I'm gonna say it once and I'm never gonna say it again, sort of like a Shark Tank for what we do, right? If you have a deal, you've come across it, you're the one sitting at the kitchen tables. You're the ones running into opportunities for good rental properties, good renovation, improve and sell opportunities. But you just may not look at them that way because you don't have a lot of money in the bank. You're not alone. Okay, there's a lot of people like that. And I would say a majority, they just don't have the wherewithal to put that together. Well, we do out of 300 or 290 agents. We have a lot of people that do a lot of investing and have a lot of capital and have a lot of connections to get more capital in case they run across the deal. And we have people that are doing it every day. So one of the ideas that we came up with was how do we bring all that together? And we came up with, Pamela taught me Chat GPT, so she was able to, I came up with the logo and everything. We came up with the room or the deal room because I didn't want to call it Shark Tank because it's not quite that. What we do is a lot more technical. There's a lot more rules around it. We're all in the same brokerage, so we have agency issues on what we can share and what we can't share. And I'm waiting on a memorandum from our attorney to make sure that we have the rules of the deal room laid out correctly. But I'm excited and I want everybody, when they're at their next listing appointment, instead of saying, oh my gosh, this thing is a dump, or this thing is horrible, or I'll never sell this, or whatever, I need you to change your mindset a little bit about maybe making a little bit more on the transaction than your listing fee or your buyer agency fee. That, you know, if you've ever wanted to get into investments where you can improve the property and sell it for a profit, then we're going to do that. We're going to have that opportunity to keep it in our family and help each other make money, yes. But just as important to me as a brokerage owner is the educational side of things, that if you've never thought of this, I want you to start thinking about it because we're real estate people, right? This is what we do. And this should always be in the back of our mind. You know, maybe this is a good investment opportunity. So I'm not, we're not promoting wholesaling or anything of the sort. But just maybe you can be a solution for your client sitting at the kitchen table when they don't know what to do. You say, you know what, this seems to be a good opportunity. I've got a resource at my brokerage that I can present your home to and see if we can get some investors to buy it. So.
Once we get further along with this, we'll send out like criteria and how you bring it to the group and all of that. So.
Yeah, the idea initially was, hey, once a month we'll have a deal room. We'll set up the room and we'll do this and we'll put things up on it. Real estate moves a little faster than once a month, right? And so we're trying to work in how this would work. Is the point of the matter, and what I would want to leave you with is, if you run across something like this, don't wait. Call Dale, call me, bounce it off us. You know, what do you have to lose, right? I mean, a typical investor looks at 50 deals before they buy one. So go out and get your first 49, and maybe that 50th one will be crazy.
I was gonna add to that, we actually do our client some good service doing so, because wholesaler really out there really trying to really work with wholesaler every day, but I have to say many of them try to take advantage of the seller. So when we have a dining table, give them the options. Seller, I know you got a call from wholesalers. Most of them don't even know what is a wholesale.
Right.
And I have to define what wholesaler are or do. And then I said, we have, you know, these options. Number one, sell to that wholesaler. I have the stories. I'm happy for you. That's really good for you. This is how they do it. And then number two, you can put it on MLS, do, you know, this regular sale.
You don't have to sell a thing, because most of the seller want to sell to the wholesaler because they will believe that number one, they don't have to do a thing. Number two, they don't pay commission. And they thought the wholesaler, deal don't have commission is a good deal until you run the net to seller and they say crap, right? And so give them the option and say, well, you can put on MLS to sell to everybody, or we can really, buy it just like the wholesaler. But this is what I offer. And again, I don't know your criteria, but most of them have, we really have ethics. We not here to really take advantage of the seller. So when you present all the offers on the table, the seller feel like you really come in with a solution. So I think it's different.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah, I mean, and thank you for bringing that up. Article 1 of the Code of Ethics is to do right by the consumer. That's our primary purpose, right? And this, I'm not asking you to take advantage of anybody. I think you should be transparent in all your dealings. And there's even a law on the books now, wholesalers supposedly are required to list actual value of what a home is. They can't just come in and do what they've been doing. And we'll see how that law works. It just went into place in March, but anyway, so this was it. And again, this is, hopefully I'm going to change, hopefully this program, not me, this program will help change the mindset of our agents going on listing appointments as they speak with sellers or hear of transactions or hear of somebody who, their cousin passed away and they don't know what to do with the house. Maybe you can provide a solution for it. And maybe you can make some money along the way, but primarily we can help them accomplish their goals. Jeff?
Is this to replace having to go out and get a hard money loan? Is that?
It might. I mean, that's what this is, right? It's, I can tell you.
You go out and ask for hard money, loan people are gonna tell you no.
No,
Then
that's not
now
true,
with
because rapid
back
mortgage
up,
has-
then it's different.
Yeah, there's some people in the room don't even know what hard money is, right? Hard money is a non-traditional source, a non-bank, a non-mortgage broker or whatever that, hey, likes to make money with their money, and they charge a lot of money to do that. This is a group of investors. There's right now about 8 of us that have volunteered to be deal funders. Because we have experience, we have the capital, we're accredited investors, we can do that. And so, who knows? We haven't had a meeting other than to get buy-in from the deal funders, because without people willing to fund deals, the deal room doesn't work. But yeah. But don't wait on this structure to come full circle and get put together. If you got a deal, bring it to us.
We'll figure it out as we go.
We'll figure it out as we go. Yeah, that's how real estate works.
So the investors help individual agents. And investors
Maybe.
work on the property.
Possibly.
Possibly, but we've put together, it's like a 4-page criteria list of, okay, this is the package that I want you to put together. If you've got 123 Park Street that you think would be a good deal for an investor, you'd like to renovate it and improve it and sell it for a profit, flip. But I don't have the capital to do it. We might find you the capital through this room. We also might find you some advice that just says, that's never going to work. Or, I think you're going down the wrong path. Here's your buyer. Why don't you just have them do this, this, and this? And what have you done? Well, you've sold a house. That's what we do also, right? So.
And if you're just looking for somebody to buy it, maybe one of this group wants to just buy it themselves.
Yeah.
So the ideal agent, somebody who has experience, at least has contract with themselves.
What's going to be one of the questions, right? Yeah. I mean, but it's open to all. And I want you to hear that, because if you've never done an investment, if you don't have any contractors, if you don't have the capital to do it, I still want you to bring the deal to the table, because the solution might be sitting in the room across from you. They might have all the contractors, they might have all the money they need. Might cost you a little more, because they're bringing so much to the table, just like in a Shark Tank deal, right? You know, what they're bringing to the table has value, so, it's,
It's a great way to learn.
and it's a great way to learn, right? The goal for me would be to see somebody bring 2 or 3 deals, work with, a deal funder, and then never need that again. Because they have their own capital, they have their own vendors, they have all of that, right? That would make me as happy as any.
So you know, they're trying to get Columbus market, they charge 30,000 to go through the whole course for investing. So
Yeah,
this is basically free.
it is, it's a part of, and don't get me wrong. The deal funders are gonna make some money on this, so they're not gonna do deals, that's how investing works.
Partial investment fund, you have some of the money.
Maybe.
Yep.
Maybe. You know, present the deal. I am $15,000 short of making this work. Here's my deal structure. Who would like to make up that gap for me and how much would it cost? Right?
All right.
Is that just,
Yeah,
is that just for flips or
no,
rentals too?
yeah, whatever. If it's real estate, it can come before the deal room. No wholesales. We don't do wholesaling.
Don't go too far away because I've got a slide to end up.
Oh,
we
good.
talked about too.
Awesome.
Okay.
Good to see everybody.
It'd be like deal or no deal.
As tradition from last year, we've got a lot of mothers that work with their children in the business, so we want to honor them for Mother's Day. So we've got Peggy and Michael Maxon out in the Granville office, Rachel and Mitchell Cubic in our Westerville office, Katie and Max Richards out in Granville, Cheryl Houston and her daughter Sarah, who work out of Easton here, Christine and Jessica DeSena out of Westerville, and Ann Sullivan and Elizabeth Chris. So happy Mother's Day to our moms who work with their kids. It's take your kid to work day every day for you. Kids. All right. Our agent spotlight this month is Jared West. Jared, come on up. Get to know Jared a little bit. I love this, by the way. Elise found this yesterday, but that's my favorites. All right, so Jared, first off, just tell us a little bit about you. Where are you from originally?
Yeah, I'm from Cincinnati, small town, southwest, about 45 minutes east, Bethel, Ohio, if you're planning on that, got lost.
So tell us, what was your highest level of education you completed?
I'm that generation where you're taught to go to school and go get more school, so I got a master's degree. Then I didn't make any money, because it's got told to keep going to more school. Got a first generation college kid, so
What was your
my
degree in?
family had great intentions, but it just never really came to fruition. I played football in college, so when I got out of college, everybody was like, "You got work experience." I know, dude, I was a middle linebacker. I was telling other people what to do. Like, so it was always hard for me to land a job. I got my degree in history when I was in college playing. I was a trainer. I worked with a lot of, worked out with a lot of Cincinnati Bengals football players. I grew up in kind of my early adulthood is Northern Kentucky. So I was doing a lot of workout with those guys. And so I got my degree in history from Northern Kentucky University with full intention of going to law school. I hated school at that point and split to do door-to-door sales for a home improvement company that's based out of here, so siding, windows, gutters, Norm Chase. That's right in 2012. And then I expanded that company to Louisville. I couldn't make my student loan payment and my rent payment at the same time, so I quit there. And then I started my traveling musician. I played a lot of music, back and forth to Nashville. I was on American Idol Voice a long time ago. I did a lot of skills. Yeah, long time ago.
Tell them what your musical talents are. Tell them what you did.
I would play guitar, sing.
Play his guitar back in his cubicle.
Yeah, play guitar, sing, did all that for a long time. Moved to Columbus as a way to make enough money to move to Nashville. And all my career is mobile, so And part of that, moving up with a degree in history, I went ahead and taught in social studies, history. It's always a history time. And did a typical history, social studies route. Ready to move to Nashville. Wife had a panic attack. She's the first girl I met when I moved to Columbus. And she's a Westfield, New Albany girl. So I'm stuck here now.
So, I have to tell a story on Jared when, I knew obviously what he had done with, The Voice and Idol and all that stuff. So when we were in Las Vegas when we were trying to recruiting him, he went to Las Vegas with us for family reunion. So we're in a big black Suburban traveling, and it was the office girl, Tracy Dixon, myself, and we're like, Jared, you have to sing for us. So he wrote songs for his wedding for both his mom and for his wife. And he sang to us and serenaded us in our Uber or whatever it was as we were going to Vegas. It was a pretty fun experience. What was your very first job, Jared?
Very first job? I was a host at a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
First job ever, so.
So now tell
Always
us.
mess with the cooks because they didn't think, I love spicy food. And all the new cooks come in, they give me chili peppers, jalapenos and habaneros, and I eat them with candy. Can't do them really now, because I get heartburn.
Yeah, you hurt your sister.
Yeah, get heartburn now, so that's, but I got into real estate because,
That's funny.
so I was a teacher, football coach, did all that, and still love it. But my wife didn't. So she said, you're an entrepreneur at heart, you work hard, nobody works harder than you. And she dropped on me that I was gonna be a dad, and she said, I don't want you teaching and coaching football anymore. So I had to pivot very quickly and figure out what the heck I was gonna do next. So I started a company, read a lot of books, lean startup, just a bunch of different stuff to try to figure out how to start a business. And I bought into a franchise model based out of Texas and had bad business partners because I didn't do good enough research on my own. And right around October, JJ was due in December. I had to pivot very quickly to get my real estate license. So myself being a professional student, I passed the test, got all the schooling stuff done really quick. And from there, I read Millionaire Real Estate Agent and just took off and really implemented everything in my business.
So you told us about JJ. How many kids do you have?
I have 4 children, 3 boys and a girl. So 8, 6, 4, and 2. Well, my daughter will be 2 in September. So we're officially done with kids, but I'm coaching all 3 boys sport, all their baseball teams. So got a 2-coach pitch team to the t-ball team. So
What's your other favorite hobby?
Oh, I love golf. Love golf. Not good, but I'm not bad either. I'll get the one shot and keep me coming back. So I do run a golf league. That's a big support to my business. My guys support me. They know that the more they do for me, the more I do for them. So it's really reciprocal. Same thing with coaching the baseball teams. Parents get to see how I interact with their kids and how well I communicate with them. But like, you're this way with 5, 6, 7, 8-year-olds. Obviously this guy knows what he's doing, is buttoned up because they also know I'm busy. You can see my face all around the ball field.
So if you had to give any agent, whether they were new, experienced, whatever, one piece of advice, what would it be?
So I told the newbies whenever they come here, I was up my mentor's butt around the corner when I came in. Tanya Stevenson, I didn't start here at this brokerage, but when I came into the business, I couldn't fail. There was no opportunity to do it. I already told the shame of other business failing on me. So Tanya was walking out to her car to go show houses. She's like, "What are you doing to my shotgun seat?" I was like, "I'm figuring this out. Let's go." And really big thing, go to work, show up to your job, listen to other people talk real estate. If you don't know what's going on, you sit there, listen to me or anybody's business, and you kind of BS your way through it. That's really what I did. So eventually I got to my phone calls, my scripting, all those things that was catapulted me to where I'm at now.
So share with us, leave us with one note one thing about us that people wouldn't know or wouldn't expect out of you.
Some of them, yeah.
Also, everybody's okay.
Yeah.
It's a great scare.
I'll do it. I'm a little brother, you guys don't want, I feel like. I just like to pick, pass. I'm a middle child, so you get it fair, so. I love hard, work hard, so like to play, so it's.
All right, well, me, Jared, go best. All right, let's talk about some awards. We're gonna move kind of briskly through these because I wanna get everybody moving, but. Our culture champs this month are Matt and Tracy Dixon, Liz Scott, and Bob McCarthy, and that's for all their hard work on Red Day and the night at the races. So thank you, guys. Our Ohio Valley stats, boy, is that hard to read. So Mick Gordon, out of our entire region of 28 market centers, as in the individual category, you were number 15. So congratulations, Mick. Thank you, that's better. And the individual teams, Craig Bolster, he's in here, number 7 out of all of them in our entire region. Nice job, Craig. All right, and the groups, Tracy Kepper, your group was number 1 out of all the group teams in our entire region. Good job. And also we have Brittany Cox's group in the number 19 spot in our entire region. So it's nice to have these great individuals and teams here in our office. Also, our folks that capped this month, Paul George, Ben Jones, Cheryl Houston, and Sarah Maddie. 100% always good. Also, our team cappers, we had Max Richards and Rod Williams. Also, first closing, Kimberly Elias. Did I cheat your? She's not. Okay. Did we ring the bell with her?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Good time, good. All right, first listing. I should have prefaced this. This is with Keller Williams. Oh, it is. Never mind. At least it's got. So Kirk Phillips had his first listing, and the Cubics had their first listing with Keller Williams. Not their first ever. Also, our head of the class, Haley Singleton. Woohoo! Not only did she have her first sale, she's been attending all of those classes. Good job. See, when you show up, it works. It shows us. All right. Also, top individual for the month in GCI for April was Mick, and Mick has a new photo, so make sure you comment on his photo.
I think you got it. Let's have a picture.
All right. So as far as our individuals go, we've got Mick, and look at Ben Jones. He could not have been any closer to us. I mean, we're talking. And Carrie Johnson, Craig Bolster, Amanda Lydia, she's here too. Belen Rodriguez, Michael Bean, Keith Elliott, Tammy Hendren, and Cinnamon Dorrit. So good job, guys. Tracy in our groups. We still have the same photo, but her hair's a different color now. So Tracy, nice job. That's a big month. And almost just under 4 million. That's pretty darn good. Followed by the James team out of Granville, the Odie team.
That's good.
Beck Hopper, Team Chapman Dozer, and the Ones group. Good job. All right, our groups. We have the Dixons on top this month. Followed by the Romanellis, Brittany Cox, Springer Housing Group, Paul George, Team Truitt, Jansen Associates, the DeLeons, Shula's, and Next Level Heart and Home, which are Kimberly and Jill. So nice job, guys. That was a pretty powerful month. Our training calendar, please, please, please look at it. We've got a lot of good stuff on there. I'm not going to go over all of it. We are closed on Monday for Memorial Day. Glover, has anybody heard that we've got Jeff Glover coming? If you're not enrolled, guys, please do so. This is a great event and we're happy to have been able to bring it to you. This has been exclusive for us at Keller Williams. We just now recently opened it up to beyond. We want to make sure you guys got tickets first. All right. The KWGCR golf outing is on Friday, June 12th at 2. It's scramble style. Doesn't matter what your golfing level is. There's a place for you. It's fun. $30, includes dinner. It's at Broadview Golf Course out in Tascala, and it'll be a fun day. Taste of Home. we did this last year, we're going to do it again this year, next month, listen, everybody listen. With your ears, I sound like a teacher, preschool teacher. Our monthly meeting is going to be held at the Polaris office next month, not here. So if you show up here, you'll be by yourself. At the Polaris office, the whole idea behind this is our culture group, our culture committee. We did this last couple of years, it's been fun. It's a celebration of culture, community, and connection. It is going to be a potluck. There will be a sponsor that'll bring a main, but it's a potluck. And you need to bring something that comes from your culture, what you ate growing up. Whatever, defines, like when you think of home, like what do you think of? So that's what this is for. So please sign up from your treasured recipes to the comfort foods, whichever, but bring something to share that kind of shows who you are. June 18th at 11. Also, our office will be closed in celebration or remembrance of Juneteenth on June 19th. If you need a headshot, the next date for that is June 5th. But let the front desk know so they get you on the list. We're going to be teaching, we've talked about this before, Breakthrough 120. If you would like to have, how many more pieces of business, Kate?
9 agreements.
In 120 days, you need to be at this class. It's going to be taught by the team leaders in the various offices of Keller Williams and people who have been approved as Keller Williams master faculty. Sue Parrish, Kate Shula, myself and Kate Baker, DJ Kuhn and Jordan, whatever his last name is.
Chickens.
Thank you. And Nicole Heiserman, and I think she has somebody from her office helping her as well. So this is something that Keller Williams came out with, and I keep hearing every week the stats, and people are killing the business that are going through it. So if you need 9 more pieces of business in the next 3 months, please, please, please join us. We're going to hold this at Keller Williams Capital Partners in Worthington. We have the new agent classes here that day, so that's why we decided to divide and conquer and hold it in a different location. All right, Mega Camp is coming up. It is in San Antonio because the Austin Convention Center is under renovations. It's August 17th through 20th. On the first day, they have the CEO Summit, and I just heard on the call this week that they opened up more tickets for that. So if you got shut out, you can get a CEO Summit ticket. They also released who the speakers are going to be. Anyway, prices go up July 15th, but you'll want to go to San Antonio. It's fun. If you've never been to Riverwalk, it's right there. Okay. Mark Purcell's our America's Preferred guy. So if you need anything, if you're not getting paid on your home warranties that you're writing, get with Mark. You're leaving money on the table. Make sure you do it right. Gary Keller, real estate works best in the open. So Gary is all about transparency and open markets. He is doing a news statement, and if you want to keep up to date on what he's doing, there's the QR code for that. And come back in the room if you would, please. Hey, you pay attention. Come on.
Real important stuff.
Pizza.
So Mick and I had the fortune because out of 780 market centers across the nation, we are in the top 100. And so I got to go on April on a Tuesday and Wednesday, and he went Wednesday and Thursday. They didn't overlap, and got to spend time with Gary Keller, Jason Abrams, Cody Gibson, and then they brought in some other people from like the leaders of our technology and all that kind of thing. It was great. There were 20 of us in my room and only 14 in yours. And so we got to have very up close personal time with these guys. And in my room anyway, they started out by saying, what do you want to talk about? Well, the day before we left is when they announced that Remax had been acquired by Real. So that was the first thing that came up in my room. And then we talked about a lot of other things too. So I wanted to share some of the things that we learned and what we heard in our rooms. And I'll let you start. I'll pull my notes out if you're okay with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Let's talk about Real and Remax real quick, because we all like to know about what's happening in our industry. Real is a technology-based brokerage, cloud-based brokerage. That is publicly traded, so is Remax. Remax has been for sale for about 4 years. Real.
They even went to Keller Williams and asked Keller Williams.
Keller
to take a
Williams
look
had
at
the
it.
opportunity. There's, if you know the business economic, I was in the Remax system in the 90s, so I know it. I'm fine with it. Obviously, I chose Keller Williams instead. But the two cultures, both economically and just sort of as a company, are very strange bedfellows. Real through social media for the last 12 months has pretty much been making fun of Remax online and the way they do business. And then all of a sudden, 3 Mondays ago, Remax agents woke up to the news that they had been acquired by the same company that had been sort of trolling them on social media. Real lost about $7.5 million in 2025 as a company. These are all public numbers. Remax made $7.8 million. You'll be very proud to know that Keller Williams Greater Columbus Realty, our little humble brokerage here in Central Ohio, made more money than Remax and Real combined, because that's exactly, they made $300,000. They also are in for a big challenge. Everybody's talking like, oh, you'll keep your brand, you'll things won't change. Well, what we know from history is that's almost never the case. Whether Real becomes Remax or Remax becomes Real, one of those two things is going to happen over the next couple of years. And a lot of that is because of the next thing that we talked about, which is Compass, which is the largest real estate company in the world now, because they acquired Anywhere. Anywhere is Coldwell Banker, Century 21, Better Home Garden, Sotheby's,
ERA.
And Refkin is the guy's name, who is the CEO. He's pushing for real estate in America to move more towards a European model. And that European model is, if you want to buy a listing, if you want to look at a listing, you need to go to the listing agent to do it. If you talk to anybody who's ever done real estate in Europe, they will tell you their average transaction takes nearly a year. And they take offers and do contracts all the way up until it closes. So you never know you're the right buyer. Anyway, it's not just me that says this. A lot of people around the world see the MLS in the United States as the envy of the world, the real estate world, because of the cooperative nature of what we do. Refkin is trying to divide that up. You may have heard, I'm gonna get in the weeds a little bit. There's an MLS out of Chicago that doesn't follow any of our rules. They allow private listings. They have a section in their MLS that doesn't go out to anybody other than agents that are in that, and it's a private listing service, which has all sorts of issues with it. We understand, and we have the capability of doing that with a broker exclusive here. If you want to just pass it around in the office, we have the right to do that. We can do that. We have to let the MLS know that we have it, but we don't send it to the MLS. They want this to sort of be the new nature of real estate. And he said as much from stages around the country. In doing so, Redfin, or not Redfin, MRED, thank you, got too many Reds.
Yeah.
MRED out of Chicago has this, they have 45,000 members, it's a big MLS. Well, Compass committed 100,000 of their agents to join that MLS, so tripling the size overnight. Because they want to take MRED national. They want to bypass all the local MLSs and make MRED an MLS for the entire country. Well, It's pretty crazy. Yeah, we're not licensed to sell in Indiana. We're not licensed to sell in Michigan, Kentucky, Hawaii, whatever, right? We've always believed, and we still believe MLS is a local, or real estate is a local business done by local agents. And the MLS serves that. And Gary explained it probably the easiest way that really caught my attention. He said the Compass goal is to make real estate like a pop machine. Pop, we're in Columbus, we call it pop, we call it soda, whatever you want to call it, right?
Coke.
If you want to buy a Coke, you go to a Coke machine. If you want to buy a Pepsi, you go to a Pepsi machine. If you want to buy a 7-Up, you go to a 7-Up machine. He wants to divide these out to where the brokers control their listings, and if you want to see their listings, you want to buy their listings, you have to go through one of their agents. It's a very uncooperative method of what we do. Some of us would argue, going back to Article 1 of the Code of Ethics, that we serve what's in the best interest of our clients. Lack of transparency is not necessarily what's in the best interest of our clients. So you saw MRED make an announcement last night that they are no longer going to send their listings to who? Zillow. Tell you what, part of me says, all right, right? Zillow's been sticking it to us for a long time. They've taken our information and sold it back to us. They've been doing it for 20 years. But again, keep your eye on the ball. The ball is the consumer, right? If we're to best serve the consumer, we need to keep our eye on that. And Zillow, while I'm not a huge fan, I talk to most of my clients, and when they pull up a phone and an app on what they want to show me, it's Zillow's app. So obviously the consumers have spoken, they like Zillow. Gary's building a pop machine for Keller Williams. And what his goal is to invite as many of the brands out there to participate in our pop machine as we can get, because we do believe in that transparency. He hopes it never comes to fruition. He hopes we never have to move that pop machine out into the public, but he's built it because he knows what could happen. So that was a big eye opener for me in that room. I was in my 23 years of owning a Keller Williams franchise. It's probably the most, well, not probably, it was the most intimate time, detailed with one-on 14 time with Gary Keller that I've got to enjoy. So they're making other moves. They're making all sorts of moves. Dale is getting ready to draw out something from her notes. Is anybody in the business in 2006?
Yeah.
2006. Most of you were in high school. And, anyway, 2005, Gary Keller came out with the KWLS, the Keller Williams listing system, which was a method for us to control our listings and where our listings went. That has since evolved into the MLSs have taken control of that. And that's part of Compass's beef is MLSs have become too powerful. They're not necessarily serving us. That's part of his argument. And in the meantime, having been involved in MLSs and governance of MLSs, they're simply trying to get the data correct. They're trying to serve the client, follow all the ethical rules, and get it out to as many people as possible. But in doing so, it's taken away some of the control from the brokers. So 10 years ago, I was in Texas for a project called Project Upstream, which was a way to take what we have with Keller Williams listing system and give it to the rest of the industry and say, guys, you need to control your data. MLSs are controlling your data right now. We need to control it. And that just sort of went by the wayside. We had a worldwide pandemic. Everything went sideways. Well, they reinvigorated Project Upstream, which is what Dale is going to explain to you. But anyway, if I've confused you, join the club because it's very confusing. But I know this, we're on the right side. Gary Keller has always been about us as agents and our clients, consumers. And he's written 3 op-eds about how he believes the transparency in the real estate marketplace is in the best interest of the consumer. The example of that is the Whisper campaign, and you just sell your listing to the first person, the only person that got to look at it. Is that the best way to do it? No, the best way to do it is to get it out to the world and show the world, bring as many potential buyers as possible. So what's that?
Well, buyers like that.
And buyers like that.
Well, and one of the
Yeah.
things that's kind of coming out of that too is they're talking about possible buyer agency going away.
Yeah.
And the consumer would only go to the listing agent and there would be no more buyer agency, so you would not represent buyers anymore.
Gosh, it's
Or
funny.
your buyer contracts would be one listing at a
And
time,
I mean, we didn't always have buyer's
So-
agent here in central Ohio, that came about,
mid-90s.
yeah.
Yeah, when I was licensed in 1987, everybody worked for the seller. They called it sub-agency. You acted like you worked for the buyer, but you didn't. You worked for the seller. It's just,
The car dealerships.
yeah, it's crazy, guys. It's moving fast. We as a brokerage belong to 12 MLSs.
It's costly.
It's expensive. It's, I don't think, good for us as agents to have to belong to so many multiple listing services. So what you will see, I promise you this, you'll see consolidation within the locals. We happen to belong here centrally in the Columbus and Central Ohio Regional MLS that services, I want to say 18 or 19 counties primarily, but it services the whole state. You will start to see the smaller MLSs join and shake hands with that. If Revkin has his way, Compass has their way, there won't be any local MLSs. We'll all belong to one national MLS. Which I don't think is a good thing either, but stay tuned. Craig.
I think we as agents obviously see the advantage of having the broader public look at our listings. What is Refkin's argument for not doing that?
His argument has put the agent in front of the needs of the client. Because he wants to control it. We're in a world of big data, right? Data is currency, and controlling that data, I agree with. And I hope we get back to Project Upstream, KWLS, where we first control where it goes. The argument against, I'll be honest, I'm always honest. I will be frank with you. I think Gary's op-eds are a precursor to, he knows if this stuff goes down, he's gonna get sued again, and it's gonna be big. And he said the Sitzer case was borderline ridiculous, but they won. And it cost them $80 million. And these op-eds coming out rather, are so he can show a potential jury that he's always been for transparency. Because he is, right? It's not untruthful, but I think he's getting them out there in case this stuff goes down. That and if you go to the European model, they don't have a code of ethics. Clients, not always. It's not Article 3. It's Article 1.1. It's the first paragraph of our articles of the code of ethics. So,
Well, and I think his goal is to, if he who gets to listing is going to win, obviously. So if they're gonna try to get all the listings, and if the only way your client can buy a listing is to work with an agent within Compass, then they have to work with the Compass agent.
They just want a double side
Yeah,
every listing?
yeah, yes,
nobody will say that
Yes.
out loud.
but that's it.
No, they won't. You'll never hear them say that out loud. Because that'll be the quickest lawsuit ever.
But I think that's where it's going, and that's what Gary alluded to too, is he said, watch the lawsuits fly in.
Well, I'll give you an idea, and there's so many levels to this. He wants to eliminate IDX. Right now, your Keller Williams website, if somebody goes to search on your website, we could search all the listings in the local MLS. They show up on your website. We've signed an agreement with Columbus Realtors, Columbus MLS, And so has Howard Hanna, so has Remax, so has all the our competing brokerages. And in Cleveland, Howard Hanna does not share their listings on IDX because they have nearly a 50% market share up there. It's a crazy market share. So they're trying to control that market with their data. Now they're big fans of peeling back the IDX, and first the brokerage makes that call. And I agree with them. I think we should be the ones making that call. We're the brokerage, you're the agents, it's our listings, right? MLSs shouldn't be dictating all of it. So anyway.
So coming early third quarter, and maybe sooner, but they said early third quarter, what you're going to be able to do is, when you go to list a property, you're not going to have to go to the MLS to list it, you're gonna go to command to do your listing. And then through the BLX, it will take that listing and load it into local MLS, Zillow Preview if you want to, Realtor.com, local networks, listing channels, and new destinations we don't even know about yet. So you're gonna be able to go to one place to put your listing in, and then you get to decide where
So
it's
is that
gonna
gonna be
go
like in the
next.
sub? Like the destination?
Yeah.
Like the sub?
So,
List
That's
up,
what's
which
gonna
is
look-
owned by Realtor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it's coming soon, so that. You know, the fact that, so think about it, rewind in time, I've been with Keller Williams 22 years, and when I was a practicing agent. The fact that we talked to our listings and our technology talked to the MLS was a huge piece for us. And it protected our listing, our lead, and all of that. Well, it's still a big advantage, because like right now, you can do searches in other MLSs for your clients that you don't belong to through command. So we've been ahead of the game through all of that by having that. Now, this is going to give you that control. As time, it's just the next phase of.
And I'll finish with one thing. Nothing makes me happier than Zillow getting punched. But. Right?
So we're doing Zillow preview.
Yeah. No, so,
We're getting our cut.
but let's talk about control. Let's talk about Zillow Preview, because.
Yes, please do.
Right, Zillow Preview is from when you take the listing, the time when you take the listing, and the time you put it in the MLS. Maximum this weekend will be 3 days, right? You can have it on Zillow Preview. And still comply with your MLS rules, which you have to do. The first time ever in Zillow's history, what are they doing with us if we do that? If they get a lead off of our listing, guess who gets a referral back? We do, as the agent and as the brokerage.
And possibly the lead.
Tracking.
They're tracking, we're not.
The report.
They're building a
I have one
platform.
under 300,000, I know they got, I think they're up 50 saves. So
Yeah.
people click the button.
4 weeks ago, I did the very first
Yeah.
one in our brokerage. It was Zillow number 0000132. We were the 132nd people to do it in the entire system. I told my clients, I was like, hey, I've got this thing. And they were like, what's this thing? I was like, I'm not really sure. But it's with Zillow, and it's an opportunity to put it on their site before I put it in the MLS. Why is that good? I said, I don't know. No, I'm telling you what our conversation was like. And he goes, what can you think of it? I was like, the only thing I can think of that this is good is if a buyer sees this on this little special section of Zillow, that they feel special and they feel like they're getting a leg up on the competition. The only thing I can think of, right? Because, and we were going coming soon on Monday, so we did it. I got 4 showings that weekend. I got 7 phone calls, 6 were from agents. And that's the environment we live in, right? The buyers are tied into agents, they've got contracts. And what I only had 1 picture up, so I rewarded all those calls with, give me your email address, I'll send you the rest of the pictures. Well, we went on the MLS on Monday, coming soon. Thursday, we started showing it. We sold it that night for way above list price. We were at $759.9, sold it for $805. not to a person that saw it over the weekend.
Interesting, that's right.
Interesting, right? So here's the deal. Don't be afraid to be honest about, don't ever afraid to be honest, but don't be afraid to be honest with people about this is a psychological game, right? It really is. You talk about being good for buyers. Well, it is in their head, right? Is it actually getting them a leg up? I don't think so. If people waited until Monday to see it, ended up buying it because they made the biggest offer, right? So now I'm filming a listing video this afternoon. We're going Zillow preview tomorrow night. I got a long weekend. It'll be my second one I've done, and it'll be coming soon. We'll start showings next Thursday. Same pattern. And at least this time I had a story to tell, right? And they said, well, I said, what are our other options? I said, my other option is instead of going Zillow preview, I can just go come soon tomorrow night.
Or live.
Or live. I can go coming soon and tell the world about it. You're gonna get a much bigger audience if I go coming soon than Zillow preview. Guess what the second one decided to do? Go Zillow preview. They think they're beating the market somehow. And this is how I talk to them also. I was like, guys, I don't know if you're right. Because I don't. This is the psychological games we're playing with real estate right now and these special off-market listings or whatever. They've since opened it up. We came out with Berkshire Hathaway, ourselves, and Remax. It's now open to like 24 different brands that are allowed to do the Zillow because more the merrier.
Why
Right.
is Zillow want to do that?
What's that?
Why is Zillow want to do that for us? It's not
Well,
like
because they're trying to create their own little agreement aside from Refkin, because Compass can't do this. Compass is trying to do it without Zillow.
So I did one last Friday. I put it in Zillow preview on Friday. It was to be active on Monday. On Saturday, I had a showing. And I got feedback on the property before I went active, so I knew some of the things we needed to do over the weekend before I went to the MLS.
Let's be clear, you went active on Friday.
I went in Zillow preview Friday.
You went active on Friday.
And then
No,
waited
you wrote
till
it.
Monday to, I got,
No, let's be clear, you went active on Friday. The moment you have that listing agreement, that's an active listing, you are active at that moment. When you enter it into the MLS does not determine when it's active.
right.
So if you do Zillow preview and at the end game on that Monday or Tuesday on a holiday weekend, it's active, yes, you are able to show that all
That's right.
weekend long. Now, is that your client's best interest? I would argue it's not. And I would tell my client that. What's that?
So I was confused, because people were asking to see it
on the weekend.
preview.
It depends what your listing is. Is your listing coming soon or is it active?
No, it's
I was active.
Zillow. Then can we show it?
Wait a minute.
You're not listening to me.
Listen, back up.
Well, we restate
Okay.
that.
If you have an active listing, you sign it like the old days,
Right.
active immediately. You take it on a Friday afternoon, you put it in Zillow preview, it's an active listing. If John Doe from Howard Hanna calls and says, I would like to show your listing, say, sure. You can show it to him that weekend.
It's not an MLS, but the.
It's not the MLS, but it's
signed,
still an active
right.
listing. You have an obligation to let everybody see it. And you have an obligation to show it. Now, if it's coming soon on Monday, you gotta follow the rules. You can't show. So it depends on the type of listing that you have.
I usually do it the weekend and Mondays, which
Yeah.
comes back soon.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you see,
and
you
that's
can't
what I
do
do
it.
too, cause otherwise I don't see an advantage, because otherwise. You're better off just putting that damn thing in as active on Friday night and let the world see it, right? If you're truly looking out for what's in the best interest of your clients.
I thought I read in one of the emails, I thought it was the actual preview and then it goes active. Okay.
It's active when you sign the agreement.
I understand that, they can go active or coming soon, however, I didn't realize that when you put it on Zillow preview on like, say, the Friday, and you wanna go active, that it is technically fully active, I thought the Zillow preview was a true preview, so you get that one day or
It can't
3
be an
days.
MLS at the same time.
Right.
So it's in preview mode and not in MLS.
The moment you go into the MLS, it removes it from the Zillow preview.
Okay.
They're able to do that because of the red speed or whatever they call it.
Okay.
So I love the faces, because I'm as confused as you are, but this is where just honesty comes into play as you're talking, because if somebody says, well, why don't you show it, or why don't you do an open house while I'm in Zillow preview? I would just say, I'm happy to do an open house, but I'm going active. Because I want everybody there. I don't want just people that see it. It's in your best interest for me to get the world there. Right? I'm not doing you a good service if I just put it in Zillow preview and do an open house on the
So why
side.
you say?
It would be a service. Right? Because I might get people that aren't with an agent.
I like
That's
that
not your
in a-
best.
When you're in a pissing match about price.
What's that?
I like Zillow preview when you're in a pissing match about
Yeah.
price.
It's a great way to test the water.
And staying where, like, hey, we'll follow your directions, but this is where I'm gonna be and this is what the data's gonna show us.
Let's also be clear about something. If
Yeah.
you list it on a Friday and put it in the MLS active and put it in the MLS on Monday, your list date is not Monday. Your list date was Friday. You're day 3 on the market the moment you hit the MLS.
But what?
Not 1,
The
3.
benefit was that we found out some things about the property
Yeah.
from the showings that we needed to work on. And we found out the price was maybe adjusted.
Yes.
So, and that was good feedback from my seller who I've been trying to talk to about it.
It's a great way to test the market.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, we talk it and make sure we understand. All right, go back to your own story. You put it on Zillow on Friday.
And the listing was active Friday.
Coming soon on Monday. That you officially active on Thursday.
Yes.
So, on Thursday, how many days on market?
Mine showed one.
Whatever it is after coming soon, but coming soon on market was 3 on Monday when I put it in MLS. So whatever the days on market is when you're after coming soon.
Every 1 day.
Yeah.
Oh, 3? Because
No, it'd be 1. Because that's the first day active. I was never active. I was always coming soon.
But then somebody just said earlier that if you on Zillow for 3 days, by Monday, when you active, you 3 days on market.
That's active.
That's
Not coming soon. That's not.
Coming soon was the difference in your example.
I put it active so I could show it over.
All right.
Okay.
Now that we've completely confused you, just go out and sell the world. Yeah.
I wanna get through these last few real quick. If you have a kid, somebody in your life where you are, between 18 and 29 years of age, you can go spend time with Gary Keller and do his quantum leap. My daughter Elizabeth Sullivan did it. It was amazing. I highly recommend it. It's a great way to get your kids thinking about being goal oriented and all of that at an early age. All right, Bill's not here. Northwest Select's not here. Kate, she'll still do Mojo for you. BTCAPA Climb, we've got the Queen of Hearts. And if anybody's wants to go to the Core Pack auction tonight, they don't have a ticket, I ended up with 1 extra ticket. So if somebody wants to go, that's, this evening starts at 5 o'clock.
Boathouse.
At the boathouse.
Spend some money, invest in our pack. It's very important. Core packs.
You may want to say anything about that. It's what helps fund the political action group that looks out for homeowners as well as real estate agents, et cetera.
Private property.
All right,
All right.
thank you. I know it was a lot of information, Dave. I think it was good information. So come by your 50-50 tickets that we're going to draw. Oh,
I gotta leave.
Oh, last call, let's see the hearts.
How long have we even knew about Amber?
They heard it.
Really was. They were like, what's going on? And I was like, this is not. You heard?
how much is the pot, Kate?
I mean,